What is up, everybody? This is your boy Q Dog's Truth coming in with a conscious woke video, y'all. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about shadow work and what they call healing, right? I'm going to be explaining my thoughts on shadow work and what they want to call healing. So people don't get this misconstrued, so there's no, misinterpretations or miscommunications going on. When I talk about healing, right, I'm not talking about, oh, you fell off your fucking bike, you scraped yourself on the concrete, you got a scar, now you got a boo-boo, nigga, and, you gotta heal from that, nigga. I'm not talking about the physical aspect of healing, y'all feel me? When I talk about healing, I'm talking about mental, psychological, emotional, spiritual healing. I'm talking about deep shit here, y'all. I'm talking about psychology shit. And let me tell y'all something, bruh. Last year around December, January, whatever, I went to college and I took a communication, aka psychology class. And I'm telling y'all, bro, that class was hard, dude, and it was stressful as fuck, man. I hated that class, bro, because let me tell y'all what I had to do in that fucking class real quick. So I remember when I had assignments to take care of and shit, right? They wanted me to think of the past. They like, well, what did you do during this situation? Blah, 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 blah. And they wanted me to think about the stuff I did in my motherfucking past and how I handled that motherfucking situation. And the crazy thing is, these niggas expected me to remember everything off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? And these niggas thought I was God. And I'm like, I'm not fucking God. How do you expect me to know everything? You know what I'm saying? Then, dude, I remember I had to write fucking essays. I was having heavy amounts of fucking anxiety, bro. And I remember, dude, I wasn't even comprehending half of the shit these motherfuckers was talking about in that class. I'm telling y'all, bro, I'm trying to work on my comprehension because I know a lot of people in the past have said to me, Q, why aren't you getting what we're telling you? Why can't you comprehend what I'm saying? Or blah, 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 blah. And let me tell y'all something, bro. I'm not perfect at all. I'm trying to work on that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how to work on my comprehension. So y'all gonna have to work with me. But honestly, I feel like the universe, God or spirit is telling me to make this video because this topic has been on my mind for a very long time. I've been hearing people talk about healing or shadow work for the last 3 or 4 years, ever since I became spiritual. Back in December, when me and Ariel had an argument about the situation that I got myself into with her family and Zach's family, you get what I mean? I remember one thing that she said that stuck out to me, and I showed you guys the screenshots if you watched the past few videos. She told me, she said, basically take accountability for your actions, let go, which both of those make perfect sense to me. But one thing that really stuck out to me that's been in my head ever since then is she told me that I need to heal. She told me that I need to heal from this situation. And when she sent me that long message, I'm looking at this shit and I'm turning around, I'm scratching my motherfucking head. I'm like, so I texted my homegirl, my soulmate, right? My twin flame. I'm like, what you mean by I need to heal from the situation? I asked her that because I was still confused and shit. So this is how she responded. Basically, she said that healing is pretty much the process of making yourself better again all the way around. And with healing comes changing. So this was Ariel's way of trying to interpret or explain to me or to elaborate on what it means to be healed or what the word healing means. I mean, what healing is. Before I read what Sarah Lewis had to say, I'm going to give y'all a little background info about her. So Sarah had a past. Basically, she used to be a popular gamer girl on social media. She used to have her OnlyFans. She used to post naked pictures of herself, basically acting like a thought, until she got pregnant and had her kid. And after she had her kid, she humbled herself, and I give her the utmost respect for changing her life around for the better. So Sarah used to be spiritual, but now she's a proclaimed Christian talking about Jesus going to come back. And I say this all the time. The only person that you can save is yourself. Nobody's coming back to save you. I want y'all to listen and read what Sarah had to say in these 2 sentences, because she made a few good points and she made a valid statement. Her statement automatically caught my attention and it resonates with me. So she said, just think about it. Why do you constantly have to do shadow work every single day? And why does this new age healing and spirituality keep you trapped in depression and exhaustion? The enemy wants you stuck in these depressive cycles. The enemy wants you to constantly focus on the past and trauma. Now, I'm going to respond to the statements that she made. So first of all, when she said that new age healing and spirituality keeps you trapped in depression and exhaustion, I can understand, and understand where she's coming from, because, for instance, let's just say, for an example, you know what I'm saying? You're done healing from whatever trauma or issue that you've been going through in your personal life. Let's just say, for instance, you're in a happy, uplifted, positive mood, right? And in your eyes, you accomplished something that day. So let's just say you were bored and you ain't got shit to do, right? So you watch a spiritual person talking about healing, right? And they'll say, oh, you're not done healing yet. Well, you need to go back and do your shadow work. You better heal. You better do your shadow work because, oh, Mercury retrograde is coming. This energy shift is coming. Oh, you gonna feel this energy. So it's like you're thinking to yourself, like, damn, is what I did good enough? And it's almost like when I watch some of these spiritual niggas talk about healing and stuff, it's almost like they are constantly beating you down with negativity. Then you feel like you're getting nowhere. You feel like you're not getting ahead. And I feel like some of these spiritual niggas have the tendency to go overboard with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they have a tendency to exaggerate when they talk about a lot of things. When she said the enemy wants you in depressive cycles, the enemy wants you to constantly focus on the past and trauma, I agree with Sarah 100%, because I'm going to address my personal questions that will correlate with Sarah's last sentence, right? So when people talk about emotional healing, the inner child, and shadow work, why do they keep telling people to go back? Just for clarification, I'm not only talking about childhood trauma. I'm talking about, people who have PTSD from the military, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about not just physical trauma, I'm talking about emotional trauma. It can be religious trauma, etc. So my question is, why do they tell you to go back to the past? So when people talk about emotional healing and shadow work, right? Why do they tell people to go back and face their negative emotions that they're feeling? Why do they tell people when they're trying to heal from their traumas, right? Why do they tell them, they're like, hey, if you're feeling this type of way, go back and feel those negative emotions. And I'd be thinking to myself, I'm like, why the hell do I want to feel those negative emotions? For example, like sadness, anger, you know what I'm saying? Resentment. Another thing spiritual folk will say when you're starting the healing process, right? They'll say that, oh, you might get mad, you might get sad, you might cry, you might lash out. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm asking myself this damn question. I'm like, why the hell do I constantly want to think about negativity and get myself worked up? Because basically, that's what you're doing. My last question is, why do they want you to harp on the past so much? And I tell people this. I say, what good is that going to do? Whatever trauma, issue, or situation that you went through in the past, you can't undo it. You can't go back in time and change the past. The only thing that you can do is learn from the past and try not to repeat the same mistakes, because some people will never learn their lessons. Some people will never owe up to their mistakes. And I understand that some people want to change for the better, because not everybody wants to change. Some people still choose to be narcissistic. Some people still choose to be a liar, a user, a manipulator. So I can't speak for everyone on this planet. I'm only speaking for myself because I want to change for the better. You know what I'm saying? I don't, just because I went through the situation that I went through, I don't want to become, you know what I'm saying, bitter, angry, jealous, depressed. I don't want to continue to be or act like a victim. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I don't know how to change myself. I don't know how to express myself. So that's going to be very difficult for me. Now, I'm going to talk about my traumas because I have a serious question to ask. So I'm going to talk about my father, for instance. So my father wasn't always the best dad. I'm just going to be honest, point blank and simple. There was times where, you know what I'm saying, my father was verbally abusive towards me. You know what I'm saying? He was very narcissistic. He put me through a lot of narcissistic and emotional abuse. He only had to maybe like whoop me one time in my life because I feared him. All he had to do was yell at me one time and I wouldn't do shit. And unfortunately, my father was never really around. The only time he would come around was when my mother would fix dinner for him, or if my mother needed something fixed around the house. For instance, my mother, she's very toxic and she's also narcissistic as well. My mother is very outspoken, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I even have a sister that doesn't even fool my parents because they choose not to change for the better. And I know I shouldn't say this about my own flesh and blood mother that birthed me, but there's times where I don't like her. And there's times where I have resentment towards my mother because, you know what I'm saying, she whooped me and beat me when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, because she gossips about me. And I know a lot of people, especially the old folk, will tell me, he's like, come on, Q, that's your mother. You know what I'm saying? She loved you, blah, 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 blah. And I understand that, you know what I'm saying? But I know that the older generation, they ain't going to understand what young folk go through because they were programmed to tolerate and to put up with their parents' bullshit. The reason I don't like my mother, the reason I have resentment towards my mother, and the reason that I don't even want to fool with my mother, because she used to run me down. She used to laugh at me and shit, just being the fucking toxic bitch, period. You know what I'm saying? And another reason I don't like her is because of the way that she's handled certain traumatic situations that I went through. And I even told my mother, I said, I lost respect for you because you did blah, 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 blah. And there's even times where I went off on my mother and almost had to cuss her the fuck out because she was on some bullshit. But I'm going to talk about the last traumatic situation I went through. So obviously, if y'all watch my videos for the past few months, you already know I got myself into a fucked up situation, right? So I had to deal with Zach's friends and his immediate family in that household. So basically, Zach's friends and his family are very, you know what I'm saying, cocky, you know, egotistical people. They are very materialistic. You know what I'm saying? They act like they got it made and they act like they got all this money. So basically, they're living above their means and shit. And they party and get drunk every weekend, basically wasting their lives away for temporary pleasure. And I already told y'all what they did. So basically, these people were making BLM poses, making fun of me and shit. And they were basically making racist remarks, racist jokes, and racist slurs towards me. Then the worst part was I was getting sexually harassed by a bunch of fucking faggots. And I even told these niggas, I said, I don't fuck with that gay shit. My daddy people don't fuck with that gay shit because I'm half Jamaican, nigga. And we very homophobic people, nigga. So I told him, I said, I'm homophobic. I don't fuck with that faggot shit. So I don't understand why you niggas touching on me like that. I'll never understand why they did that to me. And what they did was degrading, bro. I didn't ask for that. Then these niggas was making jokes about raping me and shit. And I don't get why they think making jokes about rape is funny at all. Not only did I have to deal with Zach's people, I had to deal with their neighbor next door. That loud, ghetto, ignorant, Neanderthal, Caucasoid cracker. Yeah, I said it. Look, y'all, I'm making a disclaimer right now. So I'm not racist because I like big booty white bitches, right? All right. I don't discriminate, but the main reason I'm calling Maria a cracker is because she was a different breed and because she is a piece of work. Man, Maria look and she act like Nana from DreamWorks Madagascar 2. The crazy lady with the handbag. The way Maria acts, you know what I'm saying? You know, she's always angry, bitter, mad, always in a negative mood. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly similar to Nana from Madagascar. So I'm just giving y'all a funny analogy so y'all understand the type of person I was dealing with. But not only did I have to deal with Maria, I had to deal with her son, the beta male. I call him Tyresha, aka Tyrell. I already gave y'all a rundown of Tyrell's personality. So basically, he's a very rude, cocky, boastful individual. Bruh acts like a wannabe gangster and he's a bully. I wish that I could show y'all a picture of what Maria and Tyrell's ugly asses look like with they star-nosed mole head asses, with their faces built like a naked mole rat, mannequin from Macy's having asses. All jokes aside, the reason that I went off on Maria was because I didn't like the way that she was treating me in the past and because of all the narcissistic and emotional abuse the bitch put me through. So, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all hate it when people try to find a way to make excuses or try to find a way to justify their bad behaviors? They will say, oh, the reason that I act this way is because this happened to me or I went through that specific trauma. Thinking about it, I wish that people would stop using their issues, their traumas, or their problems to be a piece of trash, a shitty person, or to be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Because that's immaturity at its finest. And a lot of people have a victim mentality, like Ario was saying. All right, y'all, I'm gonna sum up the story. So basically, I told Maria, I said, you are not the only nigga that's gone through domestic violence. You're not the only person that's got traumas and issues to deal with. Nobody cares about your issues. No one cares about mine. And I told her, I said, what makes you so special? And I said, the world doesn't revolve around you. I told her, you're very toxic, just like my mother. After that, me and Tyrell had a falling out in an argument because of the things that I said to his mom. Sending me threats, talking about that he's gonna beat my ass. Then I told y'all, I went through some really traumatic shit back in December because Maria and Tyrell came at my job harassing me and staring at me and shit, right? I told y'all that this bitch, Maria, came out the aisle with her knees bent, walking like a motherfucking velociraptor, moving her head up and down, trying to intimidate me, size me up. Then I told y'all Tyrell was doing the same shit too, and they were coming in and out of the aisles, you know what I'm saying, back and forth, alternating, just trying to get into my head, trying to fuck with me. I'm telling y'all, bro, the energy was very cunning. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers was on some predatory stalker type of time. I'm not exaggerating when I tell y'all this shit. I really felt like my life was in danger. I felt like I was about to get jumped in on my fucking job. You know what I'm saying? Even though they were harassing me from a distance. After that whole ordeal, I told Ariel what happened, what I did, why I had a falling out with her brother and her mother. And I told her, I said, if they touch me, I'ma kill him. And after that, you know what I'm saying? She was like, hey, that's my little brother, that's my mom. You need to stop. You need to think about the things that you did and about the times that you gossiped about us. Then, long story short, she told me, she said, you need to let go. You need to pray. You need to heal from this situation and shit. She said, I see where you're coming from, but you need to chill out. You need to calm down. And then she told me, that's when she told me I need to heal from the situation. So let me get to the point, y'all. So how do you heal? How am I supposed to heal from the traumatic situation that happened to me back in December? How do I heal from my childhood traumas? How do I heal from getting touched and, you know what I'm saying, sexually harassed by Zach's family and his boys? How do I heal from that shit? My question is, why is it important to heal from your traumas? Because I told y'all about this whole situation that I got myself into in August. It still has a fucking negative effect on me to this fucking day, bro. Even though I cut all those toxic people off and shit, motherfucker, they stalking my ass in the fucking astral realms and shit. So I'm having to battle them, and I'm having to deal with these motherfucking energy vampires in the astral realms. Like Zach's boys, his friends and his family, and fucking Tyrell and Maria too. I'm telling y'all, this shit is fucking crazy. It be spiritual warfare in this joint. And I'm telling y'all, bro, I feel like that I will never be the same again after I went through that situation. And did I deserve to go through that situation back in August? I don't know if I did, but I learned a whole lot of lessons from that situation. And the reason I went through that situation was because I didn't trust my gut, you know what I'm saying, my intuition. I was hanging around the wrong people, you know what I'm saying. I was running my mouth too much, and I was being a gossiper just like my mother. When my mother gossips about people, she's more secretive and strategic with her shit. But when Zach and Maria talk about people, they're gonna let your ass know. They open about it. You know what I'm saying? They're upfront with their shit. They ain't got nothing to hide. But when my mom talk about people, you will never know unless somebody opens their mouth. This is the last major problem that I'm going to address before ending this video. You know, I feel like there's a lot of contradictions going on when spiritual people, not all, but when most spiritual people address the topic about healing. I see people on the book, the gram, in the chat talking about, oh, I'm healed, but I'm pro stripper, I'm pro slut, I'm pro LGBT boo boo Q. Then you got people talking about, oh yeah, I'm emotionally healed, but I'm choosing to still hang around the wrong type of people, looking for niggas' approval, making yourself look like a damn fool. Then you're wondering why your boy Q-Dog ain't taking you seriously. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, this shit is too ironic, bruh. I'm gonna call out the bullshit when I see the bullshit. Don't make me come up in this app and preach to you niggas, bruh. But half of you niggas is only doing this healing shit for a trend. I don't want to talk to the people that are only doing this shit for a trend. I don't want to talk to the hypocrites. I don't want to talk to the clowns. The people that I want to talk to about this healing shit is the people that is really did the work, the people that aren't just talking, the people that have really healed from their traumas. You get what I'm saying? I want to come talk to y'all. I'm going to tag a lot of people in this video, so hopefully I'll get an answer to my questions, and hopefully maybe somebody will react to my statements so they can give me a better understanding, or overstanding. So that's all I got to say. Make sure y'all share this video. I don't care what y'all do, but I'll see you in the next one.